Hine matov, how good it is for us together. Hine, 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 hine matov. Hine, 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 hine matov. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 Hine, 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 hine matov. Shabbat shalom. I'd like everyone to take a moment, take a deep breath. The week is now ending. We're entering into Shabbat and all of our cares, all of our worries. Well, we try to leave them behind even though it's hard to do, so we do the best that we can do. I invite you now to turn to page 120. I'm going to invite up Emily Malik to lead us in the candle blessings, followed by Ellie McGregor for Kiddush.
There was evening and there was morning, the sixth day. The heaven and the earth were finished, and all their array. On the seventh day, God finished the work being done, and God ceased on the seventh day from all the work being done. God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because on it God ceased from all the work of creation being done. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yishor mitzvotav ve'atzavahu, v'shabbat kudusho ve'ahavahu v'ratzon mikilanu, zikaron lema'aseh שלום. מיד. שבת שלום. I invite you to turn now to page 138 as we sing Lecha Dodi. We'll sing along with the refrain at the top, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, standing on the 9th verse, Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'diburecha, Ishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu b'nei lecha, Ki mekor habracha, Merosh mikerem nesucha, Zuf ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, Ki ba'orech kumihori, uri shidaveri, Kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Bohi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, Tov emunei am segula, Bohi chala, Bohi chala. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. A Summer Storm by Zelda Shnurasomishkovsky. Sufa shel kayitz ba'a pitom. A summer storm came suddenly, racing across the skies with a roar. The heavens opened and the rain fell, drenching the earth in a torrent, and the wind, how it howled, how it sang. But in the heart of the storm, there was a stillness, a quiet center, where the soul could rest, could find peace, even as the lightning flashed, even as the thunder cracked in the sky. The storm passed as quickly as it came, leaving behind a world refreshed, the trees dripping with life, the air clear, clean, and full of light. And in the wake of the storm, my heart was like the earth, renewed, reborn, alive once more. I invite you to turn now to page 144 as we continue with the chanting of our Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkada ve'yitkada shemei Rabba ve'alma nevarach erote ve'amlich malchute b'chayechom u'vyomechom u'b'chayerecho beit Yisrael v'gala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam olam me'almaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei l'kedusha Berechu le'elu min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'yimeru amen. I invite you to rise as we turn to page 146 for Baruch Hu. Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai Amevorach Baruch Adonai Amevorach Le'olam va'ed Le'olam 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 va'ed Ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Together at the bottom of the page, of page 149, the quote by Amos Oz. I know that the tide is not an independent force, but merely the submission of the water to the movement of the moon in its orbit, and this orbit in its turn is subject to other orbits, which are mightier far than it. And so the whole universe is held fast in the clinging grip of strong hands, the forces of earth and sun, planets and comets and galaxies, blindly erupting forces, ceaselessly stirring in ripples of silence to the very depth of black space. Responsively at the bottom of page 151. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and it gives. Then this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. I invite you to turn to page 152 as we join our voices together in Shema Yisrael, followed by Ve'ahavta on the next page. Shema Yisrael Adonai, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod. be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'am v'shivtecha b'beitecha uv'lechlecha v'derech v'shokbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam lehot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'yisharecha Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihud lachem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Together at the top of page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. That the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. That there is no way to get from here to there, except by joining hands, marching together. Our song of redemption, Michamocha, can be found at the top of page 158. Mikamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mikamocha ne'eda ba'kodesh, Mikamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mikamocha ne'eda ba'kodesh, Nora te'ilot, Ose pele, Malchutecha ra'u v'necha, Bokeh hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'ein anu ve'amhu Adonai yimloch le'olam ba'ed Mikamocha ba'elim Adonai Mikamocha ne'edar ba'kodesh Mikamocha ba'elim Adonai Mikamocha ne'edar ba'kodesh Nora tehilot Ose pele ve'ne'emar kipata Adonai et Yaakov uge'alo me'al chazak mimeinu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael Mikamocha ba'elim Adonai Mikamocha ne'edar ba'kodesh Mikamocha ba'elim Adonai Mikamocha ne'edar ba'kodesh Nora tehilot Ose pele Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapurei sukat shalom avleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. The words to Yismechu can be found at the bottom of page 162. Yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei shomrei Shabbat v'korei onek Shabbat v'korei onek Shabbat Yismechu v'malachutecha shomrei shomrei Shabbat v'korei onek Shabbat v'korei onek Shabbat Mekadeshei Shiv'i Shabbat Kulam Yisbe'u Vayitzanbu Mituvecha Yismechu V'malachutecha Shomrei Shomrei Shabbat V'korei Onek Shabbat V'korei Onek Shabbat Ve'ashvi'i Rashi Tabo V'kidashto Chemdat Yamim Oto Barata Yismechu V'malachutecha Shomrei Shomrei Shabbat V'korei Onek Shabbat V'korei Onek Shabbat Zecher Lema'aseh Bereshit Zecher Lema'aseh Bereshit Yismechu V'malachutecha Shomrei Shomrei Shabbat V'korei Onek Shabbat V'korei Onek Shabbat. Pray as if everything depended on God. Act as if everything depended on you. I invite you to rise as we turn now to page 164. For our central tefillah, we'll do pages 164, 166, 168, and 170. Adonai sepatai tita ufi agita ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imot, U'Mevi Yivnei B'neihem, Le'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Elam Adonai, Mechayim, Timat Arav Lehoshia, Marid Hatal, Mechalgel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayim Etim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofei Koholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayim Emunajo, Lishenei Avad, Mihamocha V'Gevurot, Umidol Melech, Melech Memit Umekayim, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lechayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hametim. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom nihalleluka selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. Did you know, if you're looking at your prayer book, On the left-hand side, in the blue down the left, miniature and table of contents for each section of the prayer. So if you're ever wondering where a prayer is in the service, that's how you can find it. On the right-hand side, that's the Hebrew of that prayer. So it's the exact same thing. If you're wanting to see what it looks like in Hebrew, it's on the other side. And so you can look through and you can see which prayers that you can easily access, some of your favorite prayers, or maybe prayers you're not as familiar with. So I invite you to use that and any other tools at your disposal to continue praying silently, either through the words of the Siddur or the words of your own heart. Through page 181, you may be seated whenever you are ready. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ushmo Tzeiteinu Uvueinu Lechaim Ushalom Me'ata ve'ad olam. Join me in that Hashkivenu Adonai. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Tonight's Torah portion is Parashat Re'eh, and wow, that came out very forceful there at the end. Re'eh, that vowel was happy. Re'eh is, as some of one of my grandfathers definitely said this. I don't know if the other one did. But it is, I like to interpret that as see here. What it really means is see. And it's Moses he is still giving his farewell address. He will be giving his farewell address for quite a few more chapters of Deuteronomy. And in this, he is giving instructions about how the Israelites how we are to follow the commandments. And it starts out Re'eh with see, or affectionately, see here. I invite you now to rise as we open the ark. And we turn to page 364 for the reading of the Torah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevarach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'ami v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Will we go any further? This tall Torah scroll, when you get to the top and you're short like me, you need a little bit of a boost to see to the top of it. Amen. Re'eh, or see, Anochi notain lifnechem hayom. I have put before you this day baracha uklala, a blessing or curse. Et habaracha asher tishmeu, a blessing if you are to follow. The root of that word is the same as the word shema, to hear, to listen, to follow. El mitzvot Adonai Elohechem, the mitzvot or commandments of Adonai your God. Asher anochi mitzaveh etchem hayom, that I, being Moses, am instructing you on this day or today. Vehaklala, that is a curse. Im lo tishmeu, if you do not follow al mitzvot Adonai Elohechem, the commandments or the mitzvot of the Lord your God. Vasartem min haderech, but you turn to another way. Asher anochi mitzaveh etchem hayom. You turn from another way, or a way other than I have instructed you this day. Lalechet acharei. Lalechet is same as lecha, to go. Yes, lalechet. Thank you, Gil. Lalechet acharei Elohim acharim. Acherim, that is, you follow after gods, other gods, strange gods. There's a repeated word there that makes it fun to translate. Asher lo yadatem, that you have not experienced, or as the prophets elucidate earlier, later in the Tanakh, that you have never been able to prove themselves to you. Let's see, Bill.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan nanu Torah emet v'kayat olam natan betokenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Tonight, before we go any further, we want to stop at this particular point of the service, and we want to let me get off of this stool because I don't have to stand that high up anymore. We want to take a moment and we want to remember all of those in our community, in our hearts, in our minds that are ill on our Misha Barak list. Those names are Hall Bailey, Gavin Brannon, Lauren Rosenbaum Brown, Bill Gotthelf, Zoe Gressel, Eric Heron, Jerry Jacobs, Harry Kolodny, Jerry Prince, Damian Riggs, Yolanda Henderson Riggs, Leanna Ravensky Rojas, Art Solomon, Joyce Solomon, Michael Sawyer, Betty Shornick, Gilbert Solik, Elisa Ravensky Stein, Merrill Thomas, Sam Tucker, Doug Wade, Danielle Waba, and Catherine Weiner. We also like to remember all of those in our hearts and those on our list, our dear ones in Israel, as they continue to experience horror as we are going on almost an entire year Later on our list are Gabriela Ravinsky-Ott and family, Shoshone Boram and family, Tzipi and Rafi Ben Talila, Galia Bonet and children, Miriam Britt and family, Jacob Korkus and family, Ron and Shlamit Granot, Ilan Gressel, Jonathan Gressel, Noam Gressel, Missy and Tamar Granot, Rabbi Stuart Clammer and family, Sarit Ozeri and Renat McDonald, the Parker family, Alexandra Sklar family, Francine Sherwood, Yara and Evan Wertheim, Alex Wiseman and family, Sarah Cohen Korkus and husband Elad Korkus, and babies Barak and Ayala. If there are any names that you would like to add or any names that I may have mispronounced, please let me know as I indicate to you. One of the beauties of Mishabera going around is that very often we say names over each other. And sometimes it seems a little strange when you start talking and someone else starts talking. And instead, it's kind of a beautiful thing to realize that healing doesn't take turns. It doesn't allow us to sit nicely and wait in line. Healing is something that we need now. And so the words of Mishaberach that you can find in the middle of page 371, those beautiful words written by Debbie Friedman, I invite you to turn to that page as we sing Mishaberach together. The source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor those in need of healing, with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. I invite you to turn now to page 370, followed by 374 as we rise and dress Torah and return her to the ark. And I would like to invite up Ellie to help me dress the Torah. You may be seated. Tonight's Torah portion is all about choices. It opens with Moses' words, "See, I set before you today a blessing and a curse." He continues explaining that a blessing follows those who obey God's commandments, while a curse awaits those who do not. The concept is simple, really. If you do this, you receive a blessing. If you do that, or rather, if you don't do this, you receive a curse. However, if we were to take a poll, most of us tonight probably would not say we are cursed for not following all of the applicable 613 mitzvot. Notice I say the word applicable because not every commandment applies to every single person. There are tribe-specific commandments, gender-specific commandments, and Mishkan or temple-only related commandments. In that same poll, many of us might still hold a sense of universal justice, where good is rewarded and bad is not. A sense of karma, to borrow a term from our Eastern religious friends. We're not accustomed to thinking of things at the granular level of individual choices, but what would happen if we did? In J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit, the hero of the story, Bilbo Baggins, finds himself stuck deep at the bottom of a mountain cave, playing a game of riddles for his life. He encounters Gollum, who has acquired a dangerous and magical ring. After picking up the ring in the dark, Bilbo suddenly finds himself wearing the ring and becoming invisible. It is here that he is presented with a choice. Does he kill the wretched Gollum, who after all was planning to strangle and eat Bilbo, or does he simply flee the cave, leaving the creature alone? As Bilbo ponders his decision, we are given a glimpse into his thoughts. Gollum was torn between two feelings, one a hunger and desire, the other a sort of pity and a wish to be good, kind to someone, if only they would make friends with him and trust him. But it was too late now. He must stab the foul thing, put its eyes out, kill it. It meant to kill him. No, not a fair fight. He was invisible now. Gollum had no sword. Gollum had not actually threatened to kill him or tried to yet. And he was miserable, alone, lost. A sudden understanding, a pity mixed with horror welled up in Bilbo's heart. A glimpse of endless, unmarked days without light or hope of betterment. Hard stone, cold fish, sneaking and whispering. All these thoughts passed in a flash of a second. He trembled, and then quite suddenly, in another flash, as if lifted by a new strength and resolve, he leaped. If you've read the subsequent series of books or seen the movies, The Lord of the Rings, it picks up, wow, that's a hot mic. It picks up with the tale of both Gollum the tale of both Gollum and Bilbo are picked up there. It's here that we learn Bilbo's pity for Gollum ultimately allows the evil ring that he had originally found to be destroyed. Without Gollum, the ring would never have been cast into the pit. As Gandalf says, the pity of Bilbo may rule the fate of many. And indeed, it decided the fate of everyone. Now, that's kind of an extreme example, but what if we thought of all of our choices that way? What if our choices to smile at someone what if our choice to smile at someone is the kindness they needed to find hope? What if letting that other person in the driving lane over is all that they needed to remind them of basic shared humanity? It can go the other way too. What if our behavior at the cashier's line was the thing that caused that person to snap? What if our words cut somebody too deeply to actually be repaired? What if ignoring that one person that's been bothering you means you were actually their last hope? Our choices carry consequences, both positive and negative. Bracha uklala, blessing and curse. Each choice is a bridge to a new outcome, a new path. But we cannot live in fear of making choices. As Rabbi Nachman of Breslov is attributed with saying, Kol haolam kulo gesher tsar me'od, v'ha'ikar lo lefached klal. The whole world is a very narrow bridge, and the important thing is to not be afraid at all. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Those words are so beautiful that they have been used through lots of different types of services, and they find themselves in our prayer book in the song section. You can find them on page 643. It's one of those fun songs to sing, and you start out really slow and you end up really fast, and that's because life is a bridge, and we tend to be afraid sometimes, and maybe we approach it with caution, but in the end, there's nothing to do but close your eyes, run, and go. So, Gesher Sar Meod, life is a narrow bridge. Kol haolam kulo Gesher Sar Meod, Gesher Sar Meod, Gesher Sar Meod, Kol haolam kulo Gesher Sar Meod, Gesher Sar Meod, V'ha'ikar lo lefached klal. V'ha'ikar lo lefached klal. V'ha'ikar lo lefached klal. V'ha'ikar lo lefached klal. Kol haolam kulo gesher tsar meod, gesher tsar meod, gesher tsar meod. Kol haolam kulo gesher tsar meod, gesher tsar meod. Invite you to rise now as we turn to page 586 for Aleinu. Before the open art, we'll do the bottom Aleinu, followed by Ava Anachnu and the Ne'emar on page 591. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach hakol latit elav yotzeh bereshit shelo asanu kegoyei aratzot velo samanu kemishpechut ha'adama shelo sam chelkenu kahen v'goralenu kechol hamonam v'anachnu orim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlakim hakadosh baruch hu. 591. V'nemar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol haaretz hayom hahu bayom hahu tiyeh Adonai echad u'shemo 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 You may be seated. Yesh kokavim she'oram magia artsa. There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. Tonight our thoughts and our prayers are with the family of Seth Bibleman as they mourn his loss, and with the Stam family as they mourn the loss of Richard Sam, and with all those who are observing yard sites for Dorothy Barham, Lloyd Barham, Estelle Binder, Juliette Engel, Lehman Engel, Alexandra Ehrlich, Genevieve Falk, Lena Feingold, Hortense Levick, Louise I. Portnoy, Willie Reichert, Martin Sacker, Rose Solomon, Hilda Shapiro, Irene Sloan, Sadie Smith, Gertrude Solomon, and Adelia Thames. If there are any names that you would like to add or any names that I may have mispronounced, please let me know as I indicate to you. I invite you now to turn to page 598 for Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's Kaddish. You can remain seated or stand as is your custom. Yit gadal v'yit gadash shemei rabbah ve'alma divarach hirotei ve'amlich malchutei v'chai echon uvyom echon uv'chai echol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevorach ve'alam lalmei almaya yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh Vit hadar, vit ale, vit halal, shemei kedusha b'rechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'sherata, tush v'chata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma, v'imru amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya. N'chaim Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom bimromav. Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael ve'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all of Israel, to which we say Amen. You may be seated. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone for joining tonight, everyone who's joining us online. Thank you, Artie, for greeting us tonight, and Artie also joined us on the Bima along with Marla. I just completely went blank on your name for just a few moments. Along with Marla. Thank you to Bill for leading us in the Torah blessings. Thank you, Ellie, for helping in dressing the Torah. And thank you, Emily, for leading us in candle blessing. Thank you, Carol Joy, as always, and Sheila in the back, who keeps everything running. And I believe we have a few announcements, Sheila. Oh, it's off. It's off. It's off.
Now.
There you go.
Okay. Please join us tomorrow for Shabbat service at 9 o'clock in the library, followed by Torah study at 10:45. It's also in the library now. It's moved from down there, so if you come, please come in that door. Yoga with Elizabeth will be after Torah study, and there's a link where you can RSVP for that. As I announced last week, but I want to reiterate, the Refuge Meditation Group has gone on hiatus. We don't know if it will come back, but that is until further notice. The BIC Book Club meets September the 16th, and the book is The Red Tent, and if you hadn't read it, you need to read it, because everybody needs to read that book, and come and talk to us about it. Come help us celebrate Tabor Ailey's bar mitzvah. I know I did that in writing, and it's stuck in my mind. And there's a link to RSVP for that as well. In the highlights, it's coming out on Sunday, there are high holy day links for donations. Please, if you intend to do that, do it by September 30th if you want your name published. That is the cutoff date. And as always, all of this is always in the blast, the pre-Shabbat blast, and the highlights. Read, people, read.
Thank you very much, Sheila. Our closing song tonight can be found at the bottom of the page where we just finished the prayer, Oseh Shalom, if you need the words to that. So Steve Dropkins, Oseh Shalom. We don't do it enough, I think. Oseh Shalom bin Romah, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'meru Amen. Oseh Shalom bimromah, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom bimromah, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Yisrael, Ve'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom bimromah, Hu Yaseh Shalom Aleinu, ve'elko Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'imrumah, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Ve'elko Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Ve'imru, amen. Thank you, Ted, for getting everything together in the back as well. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Give me about 2 minutes, and I'll be back there to lead you in baptism. That's one of my, that was my intention, so I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, next time we think about